Good afternoon. My name is Thomas Martin. My presentation is titled Cyberbullying. This presentation is for Comanche Middle School students. I'll begin by defining cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is defined as the repeated use of technology to harass, humiliate, or threaten others. Expanding on that, cyberbullying is using a technological device to create online rumors, say mean comments, screenshot and send private conversations, or make harmful threats. Technological devices include cell phones, iPads, tablets, or computers. The most common platform for cyberbullying is Instagram. Facebook is the second most commonly used platform for cyberbullying. Preventing cyberbullying. Talk to your parents about what you see online. It is reported that 12% of parents say they never talk to their kids about their online activity. Report to the school or site, such as Facebook or Instagram, anytime that you view cyberbullying. So anytime you're seeing an instance of cyberbullying occurring, please report it to the school and to Facebook, Instagram, or whatever site that you saw that incident. Document any instances of cyberbullying. So this most common form of documentation for this would be taking a screenshot of the comment that constitutes bullying. Send positive messages to the victim of cyberbullying. So if you see one of your friends or classmates being the victim of cyberbullying, be sure to send them positive messages. Disrupt the negative comments with positive ones. So if it's a comment on somebody's Facebook post, so go ahead and add a comment that has more of a positive nature to it. Also, don't be afraid to tell the cyberbully to stop posting comments of the bullying nature. Types of cyberbullying. So there are 10 different types of cyberbullying. The first is exclusion. Exclusion is known as purposely leaving someone out. Harassment. This is when you're intentionally aggressive towards another student with your comments. Outing would be publicly humiliating the student. Cyberstalking. This is harassment, harassing, sending multiple messages to that particular student. Scraping. This is impersonating a person and then posting stories or comments as that person. Fake profiles. And this is when fake profiles are created to send anonymous messages. Dissing. This would be posting of negative information about a particular student. Trickery. This is gaining trust from a student in order to share the information that person discloses to you. Trolling. This is encouraging response through insults. So it would be continuously nagging at a person or insulting them in hopes that eventually they will respond. And then catfishing. This is stealing another person's identity and using that identity to cyberbully others. Effects of cyberbullying. So the following are some of the effects associated with victims of cyberbullying. 41% of students that have reported being cyberbullied developed social anxiety. 37% developed depression. 26% experienced suicidal thoughts. 26% deleted social media. 25% experienced self-harming behaviors. 25% also stopped using social media. 20% of students that have experienced cyberbullying have skipped class as a result of the bullying. 14% developed eating disorders, and then 9% abused drugs or alcohol. Prevalence of cyberbullying. 7 in 10 people report experiencing cyberbullying before turning the age of 18. 64% of those victims know the person responsible for the bullying. Children have become desensitized to cyberbullying, so often they do not talk to parents about it. It's becoming so common that they don't necessarily see a problem with it. A student can be a bully, a bystander, and a victim all in one day in regards to cyberbullying. And that's just because of the prevalence of which we're seeing these comments. So if you see it and don't report it, you're now all of a sudden a bystander. Legislation and policy. 49 states have bullying prevention laws. Some states have criminalized bullying. And then 48 states have electronic harassment laws. And 44 include criminal consequences for cyberbullying. So the legislation is starting to catch up with the prevalence of cyberbullying, but it's still not addressing all of the states, and that's why when we're developing policies, we need to ensure that we're including cyberbullying as a form of bullying. Courts allow reasonable discipline from schools when the learning environment is disrupted by bullying. So, in other words, courts are basically favoring what the school's choosing as far as implementing consequences for bullying anytime that it is disrupting the school learning environment. Online interaction is not considered protected free speech when it disrupts the learning environment, when it interferes with school discipline, when it is conducted on school-owned devices, or when it is used to threaten other students. So many people cite free speech when defending bullying behaviors. So it is not considered free speech when it meets any of these 4 criteria. Next, you may refer to your student handbook, the Comanche School Handbook, for specific procedures for reporting bullying behaviors. I would advise speaking to your teacher or any other trusted adult within the building. In that policy, it also expulsion and suspension may occur alongside criminal investigation. So this is a serious matter, and depending on the severity of the bullying or the threats, any consequences that you receive for school, you may also be receiving some criminal investigation along with that. These are my references, and thank you very much for your time.